The short answer? No. The long answer? This entire video. Fireleen is a hybrid detonator slash teleporter slash converter with an extremely low cooldown on her power move, Combust. Combust is her active skill and it is also what makes her unique. She doesn't use the cooldown system, but instead she used the stack system, which is using 2 Smoldering Soul to activate her active skill, and she will gain 1 Smoldering Soul at the start of each round. So essentially she has 1 turn cooldown. She can move similarly to Rook in chess, teleport vertically and horizontally, maximum 4 tiles in each direction. In addition to teleporting, she also damage foes along the way and 1 tile in front of her. The in front part depends on the direction you are teleporting, so it doesn't always just attack the north direction, if you're wondering. The damage you deal is actually negligible, but you do want to hit things with the active skill. This is because you can get 1 Smoldering Soul back. By the way, you can only get 1 back no matter how many enemy you hit, and you can only do it once per turn, unless you have Breakthrough 6, which you can do 2 per turn. The best part though is her ability to convert tiles to red, 1 in front of her and then 1 at the back of her. On the best case scenario, Carleen SS can get more tiles than AC and Faust, and getting teleport and damage on top of that? Crazy, right? So far it has been nothing but praise, so why do I advise the meta slave, especially free to play, to not summon for her? Well, here's the problem. Her active skill is very awkward to use. There are going to be times where, because of the limitation, you either cannot teleport or the tile you get are pretty useless. Remember when I say best case scenario, she can get more tiles than AC or Faust? That's only on the best case scenario. On worst case scenario, she actually get less tiles than AC or Faust, and it's very likely you will get the worst case scenario, or at least less than ideal scenario. Unlike many teleporters where you can teleport your original direction, Carleen's Smoldering Soul cannot do that. So you are forced to move, and if you are completely blocked, you actually cannot even use the active skill. If you want the absolute best case scenario of getting maximum amount of tiles, you actually need to be very close to the enemy you want to hit, and you have to make sure the tile behind the enemy is not red tiles, and you have to make sure the tile you are landing on is not a red tile as well, since you know, if it's a red tile, you cover it, you cannot use it anymore. And there are just times where your current position is good enough, you actually don't want to teleport, but that's not really a problem, right? Because you can save the soul up to 6 maximum and use it all at once. But even then, I don't really think saving the soul is really good anyway, because sure, you get some mobility, but why not just go for other units that just straight up give you more tiles, or other unit that give you more damage. I mean, Carleen is a lot of things into one, but unfortunately, she doesn't really do anything well enough. And there's also another problem of her being very similar to Smokey, and I would say Smokey in many ways is better than Carleen, because Smokey is also a damage and teleporters and somewhat convert hybrid, because she can also reset tiles, and on average, the tile you get from the reset, you will get 2 red tiles on average, since you reset so many tiles. And I already said Smokey equipment is on average better than Carleen, and Smokey also have a better chain combo pattern. So this is just kind of a problem of Carleen not being better than Smokey. And I have tried to make her work. I have actually tried to use her in many Spire stages, but in my opinion, she is just not needed. She is not a unit that you need to clear high Spire, because there's no stages that require you to move around so much anyway. Sure, she is a better Peppy in a certain way, but there's no really need for a better Peppy, especially on Spire. But does that mean she is really bad though? I don't really think so. I think she is still a pretty strong character, at least in the S tier, but I would say Smokey is just better than her. Smokey will be in the S+ tier. There's also another problem of Charleen having anti-synergy with Maggie, which is a really crucial unit for late game content, since Maggie also converts horizontally and vertically. The tile you get from teleport after using Maggie or before using Maggie is pretty useless. I mean, you're already going to convert the tile using Maggie anyway. So there's a lot of problem with this character, and I think a lot of problem can be solved if Charlter can also teleport diagonally. That would be really nice. But so far, because of the fact that she has so much counter synergy with like crucial units in Fire, and there's also the fact that Fire right now don't have a lot of open slot for a unit that is mediocre on everything. You have Icy, a really strong converter with really strong healing capabilities. You have Charon with really high damage. damage and ability to push enemy. You have It's Fun, the damage powerhouse of fire, and Smokey, the mobility fire needed. And then you have Uriel, which is the burn and whole board reset. And then you have Victoria, which is the damage and bleed counterpart. But Carleen just doesn't really fit in the fire meta currently, since the slot of teleporting is already covered by Smokey. But all in all, I still think Carleen is not bad. I would say she is a pretty good candidate for a second team if you want to build your team up for Pandora Box. She is actually a very strong candidate, but if you only want to build your first team and you want the strongest meta character, I don't think Carleen Smoldering Soul is one of them. But hey, I summoned her so you don't have to, right? And in the first place, I summoned her because I really like the design, and that's pretty much it. To be fair, she's not bad, and I wanted to build a second fire team anyway, but my advice is given, and whether you want to take it or not, it's up to you. As for Ciel, the 5-star of the banner, honestly, surprisingly, she is better than I thought. At first, I thought she's just another Beverly, but she's actually a better Beverly. So first things first, they are active skill, which is pretty much identical, except Ciel can convert green tiles to yellow, but Beverly convert red tiles to yellow. If you pair Ciel with Granru, Ciel can actually help cover the part Granru cannot do, which is converting green tiles, since Granru convert blue and red tiles to yellow. Not only that, I would say the chain combo, Ciel wins here as well. So the chain combo will shoot at least 2 times, and at 13 chain, you can shoot 4 times, and the damage will reduce for the same enemy hit. But actually for each hit, you actually get 1 mines, which is the solar arrow mines, and this mines is Ciel equipment, which is solar arrow domain. Whenever enemies step on it, it will damage based on 5 tiles in a crush shape, and it will also detonate if nothing step on it at the end of the round. The damage you get from this is pretty much laughable. I mean, it does almost no damage. But the great part is this thing can actually destroy object. And you know what stage has a lot of object? Claudia. The pillars is really annoying in that stage, and Ciel does a pretty good job on destroying a majority of it. And since Ciel active skill can also give you at least 4 mines, pretty much like on random places, because you know green tile is spread out across random places, but usually is close to you. Yeah, it actually helps quite a lot. I would say this equipment is better than Beverly. I mean, Beverly equipment is like this thing, whatever this is, it's pretty shit. And also Beverly has pretty terrible chain combo pattern. It's a plus shape. It's really bad. So yeah, Ciel is straight up a better Beverly, but that doesn't really mean you cannot use Ciel and Beverly together. In fact, I did that in my Pandora box, and yeah, it's good. I don't have Granru. I have to settle with using Beverly, I guess. But if you want to, hey, you could use Beverly, Granru, and Ciel together and get a lot of tiles every 2 turns. And my final thoughts on the banner, I would say both of them are pretty good. I'll give Fireleen and Ciel both 8 out of 10. They are definitely strong unit, not so much like meta, like super meta, but definitely a really strong candidate for your second team or third team in your Pandora boxes. And yeah, should you summon? Like I said, no, but if you have a lot of remaining currency and you want to gamble a little bit, feel free to go for it, but they are definitely not necessary. I'll say go for at least 10 pull to get the guaranteed 5-star. It is definitely worth it. Hope you learned something in this video, and that's it for me today. I'll see you all next video. Peace.